Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. This is Albion Colossus by Spitfire Audio. It's an all-in-one orchestral sample library that focuses on epic cinematic sounds. Some notable features are its 2 orchestras, chamber and symphony, 11 instrument sections, 150 techniques, and a new scale, depth, and height feature. The price is $449. It requires 110 gigabytes of storage. It works on Windows 10 or 11, Mac OS 10, 10.13 to Mac OS 12, Intel, and M1. It's NKS compatible for those of you who want to use it on your Control Series keyboard. In this review, I'm going to go over my favorite sounds and features and share my thoughts at the end. First off, this is not a contact library, so Spitfire Audio is using their own host software. It has a very beautiful interface. It's very simple and easy to navigate. Up top, you have your expression, dynamics, and this knob controls different parameters like reverb or hype effect, depending on what you assign to it. Here we have our scale and depth. You could also control hype, which I'll cover later. At the bottom, this first menu is going to have your playing techniques. And then the second one shows you your effects, where the current settings are. And here are the advanced instrument settings. Up here on the top, this drop-down menu opens the different instruments as well as the different instrument sections. The anthology shows you the main sounds. So here is horns long. So that sounds like a horn section. Here's brass crescendo. So this is going to give you a natural sounding crescendo. Now, I'm releasing the keys like almost immediately and it's still playing that sound. It's like it's latching. Now, I don't really like that option. Let's say you're playing in a certain tempo. That might be too short or might be too long. I don't think there's really a way to control that. Let me see. So it doesn't look like you can control that. In that case, I would rather use the horns long and then just cut it off. Here's low string spiccato. Because this is spiccato, a short note, the dynamics are going to be velocity based, not mod wheel based. So in this case, the mod wheel is controlling the scale. So scale adjusts the sections, as it says right here on the bottom. Scale adjusts the section scale by blending between chamber and symphonic. So I'm assuming chamber is going to be the low setting and symphonic is going to be the high setting. So let's listen to that. The fact that it got darker confirms that it is a symphonic sound at the higher setting. So you'll hear more detail in the lower. And more body in the higher. That's pretty cool. Here is high strings hairpin. Now, interestingly, this one does not play automatically like brass crescendo does. You would expect it to. I don't like that immediate cutoff, so let's see how it sounds with reverb. It still feels like it's cutting off a little bit too quickly. As with brass crescendo, you can't control the timing of the crescendo and decrescendo. So that's a very limiting feature in my opinion. But it does sound good. Let's hear the percussion taiko kit. I like that they have right hand and left hand. This is really useful if you're trying to play the rhythms yourself. Let's see if you can blend between ensemble and symphony. You sure can. That is really cool. Here is drums final kit. So once again, you have that right hand and left hand sound. Let's hear if it has that section in symphony sound. Oh, yes, it does. That sounds really cool. Next is Pad's Danger Beach. I like it. And then guitars long. It's a very simple sound. I don't really care much for the guitar long note. All right, let's listen to the individual ones. So here's bass, and I'm going to only show a couple. It has long and legato. Now it sounds like a combination of bass and cello. The depth fader controls the closeness of the mix. All the way down is going to give you a close mic setting, which is very detailed. As you go higher, you're going to hear the mics further away from the source, which is going to give you a more ambient sound. Let's hear the legato. That's a really nice legato, and I like the transition between dynamics. It's really smooth. I will say that the legato speed is more tailored toward a slow to medium tempo. So when I'm playing fast, you hear that slur in the playing, in the timing. Another cool feature is hype. You're mostly going to hear this with the low notes, with the low sounds. Hype adds a dynamic layer of hype to the mix. Now, what is hype? It sounds like it's a subharmonic frequency. You be the judge. All I know is that it sounds really ominous and huge. Hopefully, you're listening on some good studio monitors or good headphones. It's a really cool sound. All right, let's go to the shorts. It has your typical spiccato, staccato, marcato must-haves. Now, one thing I don't really like about Spitfire Audio's libraries is that they take a long time to load. Not sure if it's because of the preload size. If you go up here to the settings and go to preload size, you can tell it how many samples you want it to load before you start hearing anything. Now, if you set this to something really low, like 1000, then it's going to rely mostly on pulling the samples instantly from your drive, your SSD or your hard drive. Now, the problem with this is that if you have a lot of sounds going on at the same time, you might get some notes getting cut off because you're not able to pull all these samples at the same time. So the higher the preload size, the longer it takes to load the complete sound, but the more sounds you can have at the same time. The lower the preload size, the more instantly you hear the sound, so the less time you have to wait for it. But that means that you're relying on the system pulling from your SSD, from your drive. I have it somewhere in the middle because I don't like waiting, but here's staccato. Then marcato. Hairpins are going to be your dynamic, like your crescendos, decrescendos. Additional longs, let's hear these. These are extended techniques like flautando, which is you're barely touching the strings and it has this ethereal sound, very lightweight sound. And then tremolo. This would sound really cool with hype. Let's hear it. And then additional shorts. Here's pizzicato. Colenio. I like Colenio. Here's chimbasso. I noticed that these are linked to each other, and I don't want that. I would want individual control of this, so I would go here and then say unlinked. I think you can assign it to your own CC number. Yes, you right-click it, learn MIDI CC number. So right now it's set to CC number 20. There you go. So here is the section sound. And then more of the symphony. And then let's change the depth. Pretty cool. Here's clarinet. Not bad. It sounds like there's an oboe in there. I'm sure there's not, but it sounds like it to me. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, unless it said a woodwind section, but it says clarinet, so I'm expecting a clarinet sound. Here are crotales. Now this one has different percussions. It's under tune percussion. So I guess this is a way of accessing percussion sounds. If you want to choose a crotales, it's going to open up the percussion menu, the tune percussion. So here it is. Here's glockenspiel. I don't understand this, but there's a problem with this one. I have my mod wheel about halfway. That's controlling the dynamics. So you're getting a mixture of velocity-based dynamics and mod wheel-based dynamics. It just feels weird to me. It's not bad. Maybe they do it so that you can add accents. Here is a drum kit. There's acoustic and there's alter drum kits. So let's hear the acoustics. The drum sound is pretty large, actually. I like that they color code it. So the kick is red, snares are yellow, toms are orange. Hats are blue. Cymbals are green. They basically double the drum set right here, so they have the right hand and left hand. Let's hear if this has symphonic sound. So it sounds like the scale doesn't do anything, but that's okay. Let's hear the depth. That's more of a room sound. And this is closer. All right, let's hear alter drum kits. Now this one has more, so these are going to have different effects applied to them. But it sounds like they're baked into the samples. Instead of relying on processing, it's all sample based. okay. Destroy kit. This is the one we heard earlier. I really like that one, actually. Now, these don't sound great by themselves. It's when you mix them with the other percussion instruments where it starts to come to life. It starts getting bigger and bigger. So I've been going by individual instruments. Right here we have our groups, instrument groups. So here are bass synths. Bass for cutie. So compressing it, it's going to make your low dynamics higher or sound louder. The filter is going to make it sound darker or brighter. That's a cool sound. Here's cages. I like that one too. Creeper bass. Pretty good. The Rogue. Here are drones, so Dust Deluxe. Glass Whispers. Ooh, I like this one. That's really cool. Summon. It's like you're summoning the devil or something. Yesferatu. Now the drones sound really good. I like all of them so far. Here are keys, trash talk. So far the bass and the drones are my favorite out of the synths. Let's hear the leads. This is Brute Brass. Okay. That's a cool one. Kill Room. That's cool. On Lions. Pads. I played this one before. Danger Beach. Spectre. I love this one. the gate. It's a cool one. Vault Bane. I won't pronounce this one. Sounds like this is a filter. Has an organ-like sound. I really like that. Okay, going on. Let's hear guitars. Longs. So this is just a distorted guitar sound. Effects. Marcato bend. I think you would probably add a long note right after that. This is called a dive bomb. That's cool. I would use that. And then dead notes. The guitars on here are not like a guitar sample library where you can play it like an instrument. This is more like, here are some guitar sounds that are going to enhance the music a little bit. Under the drums, we have percussion, concert, and traditional. Let's listen to that. Concert kit. That sounds cool. That sounds much better with the symphony sound. I love that. That's probably one of the best sounds, actually. It's very epic. Here's a timpani. Now that timpani roll that you can manually create doesn't sound really good in my opinion, but the hits sound good. The notes are very clear. Sometimes with some sample libraries, certain notes will not sound like the fundamental is audible. It will get lost. This one sounds really good. Percussion. We have traditional. Let's hear flutes. The sound is pretty. It sounds bright, and it sounds like it would cut through the mix automatically. Let's hear legato. Again, that legato seems to be a little on the slower side. Beautiful. Now, horns are going to be very important for an epic sound. Let's hear the legato. Doesn't go as high as I would like. I would like it to go at least to this E flat, maybe a couple of notes higher. Then you have your hairpins, as we covered earlier. Here are the long notes. So they do have different lengths of hairpins: short, medium, and long. Interesting. So when I hold it for maybe a second, it cuts off almost right away. But when I hold it longer and let go, it seems to play the rest of it by itself. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but that would take some getting used to or some different type of planning as far as your MIDI programming. Here's a short. That sounds good. Here's the brass. Here's legato. It seems to have an accent at the beginning of the note, which affects what type of music you're going to play. If I wanted to play some very lush, beautiful chords, I guess that would work. It just sounds a little more separated. And then let's go to the high strings. This is going to have more articulations or more effects. So here's the legato. Now the legato on that is actually pretty quick and very responsive. That sounds really nice, actually. Let's listen to the hairpins. So there's short, medium, and long, just like the brass. Really nice. Additional longs are flautando, sultasto, sulpont, tremolo. Let's listen to a couple of those. And lastly, we have our pizzicatos. Spitfire doesn't hide what this library is intended for. Epic cinematic movie scores. That's where this library really shines. Because of that, you'll find it to be quite limited in a sense. You're not going to find every articulation possible with every legato speed, but you will find enough for the vast majority of your work. One of my favorite things about Spitfire, and in this case Colossus, is that the sounds are tailored to fit together, meaning when you layer them, they're easy to mix and EQ. Furthermore, I found that the interface is so easy to navigate and figure out. If you're unsure of what something does, an information window at the bottom should clear up any confusion. Is it worth $449? Well, that is a bit pricey, but considering the fact that you're getting so many instruments and 150 gigabytes worth of samples, it's actually a pretty decent price. And if you're creating movie scores or video game music, this is very much worth it. So I recommend this for anyone who does movie scoring, video game, or commercial music with action sequences or dramatic moments. I don't really have many complaints about this collection other than its limitations or narrow focus, which is intentional. I do wish the samples could load more quickly. In my experience, Spitfire Audio takes more time to load samples than any other library I've used. That being said, it's a small inconvenience. After spending some time going through the sounds and recording with it, I think this is a wonderful collection as long as you don't try to make it something it's not meant to be. Well, friends, thanks for watching this review. I hope you liked it. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Like this video if you thought I did a great job on this review. Leave a comment telling me what you think. Feel free to share this on your social media page. Follow me on Facebook. Please visit www.hifimidi.com for MIDI programming courses and free content. And if you want me to create a demo for you or product review, please email me at hifimidi@gmail.com. Thanks.